Hi everyone, this is Kaustav and Charlie. We're going to give you a demonstration of our new app that we have built. It's called FollowME. As you can see, I have already installed the application on my Google Nexus. It keeps track of wherever you're going and gives you the chance to log your activity. So we're going to just test our application. We're going to start off at my home at 909 Walker Avenue, and then we're going to go outside and just visit places and log our activity. So let's begin. This is the splash screen that pops up when you first load our application, and this is the Google Maps, so it shows where we are right now. And the interesting thing to see here is we don't have any GPS signal inside, so it's using my Wi-Fi for the time being. So the map has basic functionalities like it can tilt and all gestures are enabled. There is a compass right there, and this marker shows where we are. So the red markers will be like the automatically generated tags, and the ones we save will be in green. So let's see what happens when we click on a marker. Yeah, so you get an information window. It shows the address by reverse geocoding. It shows you the latitude and longitude, and also the accelerometer values. It also shows you the orientation of the phone. Now we want to log this activity by saying that we were at home at this point, so we do so by clicking on the information window. A new activity pops up, and you can enter, for example, I'll enter home and press this button called log me. Now it's saved in our database and we are good to go. So let's go outside and visit some places and see how this application really works. So here we are outside my house on campus, and if you look at our application, it gives us the position of where we are. Just trying to get a good fix, so we are getting multiple positions, but it's up to us which are the ones that we're going to save. So let's roll and visit some places and log it. So we are at UHS. We're going to do some medical checkups, and we're going to log that information on our application. So as you can see, the red marker where we are right now, and I'm going to just click on that. It shows up latitude and longitude. Unfortunately, I'm not getting the address right now because I don't have network connection which fetches the reverse geocoding information. So for now we only have the accelerometer XYZ, the orientation, and latitude and longitude. So let's log this activity. We're going to click on this. And you see the pop-up coming up, and we're going to write here UHS and log that information. So it's saved in our database, and now we're again good to go. So as you can see, we have paused our application by mistake, but that's not a problem because we have stored all our activities in the database. So we're going to start up our application again and resume from where we were. So we should have the green dots that we have been till now. So there you see, we have our Walker Avenue apartment, our UHS, and also the red dot, which is the current position. So let's go to true list. There you see the green saved one, and the current positions that are being fixed by the GPS. So let's move to the dining hall and log that activity too. So here we are at True Grits, and we're gonna log that information here. Zoom in a bit. It shows the corresponding location for our dining hall. We click here, right, True Grits. We log it. So we'll be back after we have our breakfast. So what do you want to do, Charlie?
I think we go to Giant and do some shopping, and then let's go to my house and
Okay,
cooking.
this sounds great. So let's go. Great shopping, and we want to add that log too. So this is Giant. We'll add here Giant shopping and save this. Alrighty. So the next thing that we want to do is, as Charlie said, we'll go to his house, do something, meet a friend, and then log that activity too. So see you there.
I do that.
So just for testing it, we'll turn the orientation. Right. We'll start to get a new location. That's where we are. And unfortunately our friend didn't come, so I'm gonna log that information too. I'm gonna write waited for a friend. Log that up. That's it.
Failed the driving test, and then you would like to make practice the driving before you go to your house.
Okay.
That should be a good idea, because you would like to practice more for your next driving test.
Okay. So let's go to the parking lot over there and let me drive your car. So Charlie just took me to this abandoned parking lot. I would say abandoned because there's no one here except a cop car. But I'll just practice some reverse parallel parking before I go back home. So Charlie, do you want to log that information?
Yes, sure.
Alright.
So right here we are at the parking lot. Let's zoom in. And this is the parking lot.
Great.
Okay, and then we are at the parking, and then we practice driving test.
Alright. Maybe you can keep a log like this, then about how many hours I'm driving.
Yes, I have to log your driving test because it's make sure that you pass the test for the next time.
Yes.
Alright, practice driving test. Log you, not log me. I should log you now.
Yeah, that's okay.
Alright.
And just to show the users some unique features of our application, so when you go back, when you press the go back button, alright, you see your GPS is turned off. That's a way of saving the battery. Could you just go back to the application again?
Just follow me.
Yeah, it's just right here.
Okay, follow me.
You see, our previous locations are still there. And also, when you enter information, Charlie, could you please tap on the red marker?
We are at the Korean one. Okay, the red one.
Yeah. Click on tap to log activity. So when you click on that, you can see the GPS is again turned off while the user is logging his activity. This is done to preserve some battery. So these are some of the battery saving features that we have. Alright, so now let's practice driving. What do you say?
Actually, so you should do it by now.
Okay. So here I am back at my home, and I just want to check with our application what was I doing in the last half an hour. So let's do so by first opening our application. It's a pretty cool splash screen. And there you are. All the green dots are the ones which I have logged. So let's first start with our home. You see a green dot there. So I'm gonna click on it. Oops. Yeah, so it shows my address, latitude, longitude, accelerometer values, and also the orientation of the tablet. And that's my custom log. It shows home. Great. So let's find the next green dot. As far as I remember, I went to the UHS, so it should be somewhere here. Oh yes, it shows up the corresponding log at UHS. Unfortunately, we didn't have the address while we were driving. That's because the tablet doesn't have network connectivity on its own. That means it doesn't have a SIM card or any 3G or cell tower reception. So the reverse geocoding returned null. But as soon as we are back at our place where we have a valid Wi-Fi connection, we can start getting back that address. So let's go through all the places we have been and the green dots. This should probably be True Grits. And yes, True Grits breakfast. And the next place we went was a Giant portion shopping. Yes, it shows shopping. Next we went to Charlie's house and waited for a friend who didn't come. That's it. And finally we came back and did some driving test. Yep, it shows driving test. And now we are finally back home. The red marker shows that. and when you click on the red marker, it will give you the address and all the corresponding location. So there's another cool feature about our application which we would like to demonstrate. The thing is, when there is no GPS and no network connectivity, what happens? How does our application handles that? To demonstrate that, I'll manually turn off the Wi-Fi. That's from here. I just turned off the Wi-Fi. The next thing I would do is manually turn off the GPS. You can do it from the settings. I just have a third-party application to turn the GPS on and off. So both our Wi-Fi and the GPS, they're turned off. So we don't have any network connectivity and we don't have any GPS signals. So let's see what happens when we run our application. It should notify the user. That's how we programmed it. There you go. It shows location since disabled, and it shows the last valid location, either from the GPS or from the network, whichever is present. So, isn't that cool?